The adventure van is in full build now, but we're going to throw some twists in that build. We're going to make this into a cinema van. Follow us to show you how we're going to make that happen. It's going to involve getting the floor in, getting the twin seats in, getting the big ass solar panels on the roof. So we've got the power of the projector, and make everything work beautifully. Follow along, it's going to be epic. Job one, let's jump straight onto it. Twin sliding floor system over here. It's just come out the paint shop. You've seen it get cut, you've seen it get welded. Let's get in the van. This has been pre-cut, designed to fit around Ford Transit short wheelbase floor. Hopefully when it goes in, it's going to touch nice and neat in the middle. Then we can start looking at mounting points underneath the vehicle to get it bolted in. Let's get on it. So, twin sliding floor system, floor pan, whatever you want to call it. We haven't even got a name for it because it's brand new. Fits like a glove. Next we're going to move on to what flooring we're using, but we're going to go around the back and measure up how long we need the floor to be. Hopefully it's 8 foot, which is 2,440 millimeters. So the idea with the floor, it's going to have to be 2 bits due to the width of the Transit. I'm wanting to put a centre joint in with a twist, but we need to find out first from the bulkhead to there. Look at that. You'd have thought I'd measured that 8 foot, which is 2,440 millimeters. So the length of the wood should be good.
That's what she said.
This is what we've ordered in, and this is what we've got in. This is 15mm hexa resin coated ply, very lightweight. I'm hoping that the true 8x4 sheets. There you are. Hopefully that measurement you've just seen down there is exactly the same as that. And the idea is we're going to cut the wheel arch, all the rest of it. That's going to be one piece. I'm then going to route it in on our CNC machine that's been cutting a lot of plastics. Your channel for a full length or at least 2 metre strip lights that's wired in off the courtesy light. So when you open the door, there's a centre strip that lights up. That's also going to hide the join of the 2 panels. Fingers crossed. The hardest part of this job is getting the floor bolted down level, getting the floor on level, and then bonded correctly, because we don't want a lip. It's got to be nice and flat all the way down. That is the hardest part of this job. People might think getting the measurements right, it is. It's going to be trial and error to make sure it's perfect, or just like the floor pan, it will be, and it's going to look tremendous. We're trying to make it as rugged as possible. That there can get wiped down, it's non-slip, easy to clean, and hard wearing. So that is the flooring we're going to be using. I've got 5 sheets, there's going to be more the van made from it. That's going to be further on in the week. Let's concentrate on getting these bolted in and secured properly. So we've done some further works on the bulkhead for the projector screen. All of that is in now, so I'm going to show you what we've done and how it works. So you'll have seen the previous video, we've put all the wiring in for the rear projector. We've cut the bulkhead out, carpet lined it, which you've seen. We've also made this laser cut bit of steel and then carpet wrapped it just so it fits around here. It finishes the opener off nicely. We've then installed a 50-inch projector screen that's got a lock on there. That drops down. I'll then clip in there like that, and that is your projector screen, where the projector is going to be housed on the roof at the rear of the vehicle. Nice and easy, goes back up, locks into place, and that is it. That is our mobile cinema. Just about completed. I want to test this over the weekend, get it charged up, and then see how it works. So hopefully next week we're going to have a mobile cinema on wheels. So the floors are in. They're not bolted in yet because we've run out of time. We've also had the big delivery for batteries and solar, which is our full electronics kit. First thing I want to show you is the solar panels. We've got 2 200 watt smoked out black solar panels. First problem is they don't fit the van, they're too big, so I've got to be creative to get the full 400 watt on there, because that's what I want. Moving into the van, this is everything we've had delivered. We're going to start with the battery, Fox Gen 230 amp, 12-year warranty, lithium battery, great bit of kit. We've then been supplied with battery terminals, DC to DC charger with the wiring kit, all Victron parts we're using in this build, smart solar with the wiring kit, and the twin connectors to connect both the panels together. Solar panel fitting brackets if we need them. Some sticker flex just to bond them to the roof as well as bolt them. And then we've got the pure sine wave Victron inverter to power the special things that we're putting inside this vehicle. So I thought it was going to be an easy fix of drilling a hole, putting some wires through. It's not. We've got solar panels that are far too big for the van. Can we make it work? Keep watching. We are back. The roof rails have come back off. We've took the centre section out of the roof rails because we haven't got enough width. Last week it was all about your length. This week it's about your width. We haven't got enough width. So what we're going to do is we've joined these two together, connecting them up to make 400 watts. We're going to go on the roof like that, width-wise, and they're going to sit nicely just under the roof rails. So from above, it's just going to look like a big-ass solar panel roof, which will get an upstairs shop when it's all fitted. Well, fingers crossed, I've done my measurements right. We can get all of it connected up now, lift it on, pull through the roof, the gland on the roof to stop any water ingress in the on. We're not going to be going silly with fixings because the roof rail is going to sit on top of there and push that against the roof, and then we're going to have a fixing plate here and a fixing plate there, and it isn't going anywhere. It looks like we've fixed the problem this morning. It is taking longer than I thought, which it always does with campervan builds, but hopefully in the next couple of hours we'll get a bird's eye view of one big ass roof solar panel. Let's crack on with it. The double solar panels on, connected into one, wired up, we hope, because I'm not taking the back off again. It's now clamped down underneath the roof bars. We've put some neoprene foam, so that obviously separates from the roof and the solar panel. So at the moment that's clamped into place. We're then going to fit some brackets with some self-tapping screws, some sticker flex around the holes, just in case. That is, I reckon I can go on the motorway with that, it's not coming off. But we want to make sure it is safe, it is secure, and it's solid. So when everyone goes home, I'm going to start putting the brackets on, and then the next time you tune in, that should be signed off, I hope. So today has been and gone. Been in since 4:30. We have been super busy with what's going on behind us. I haven't got much done, but I've got some very important things, little things done that will help make the bigger electrical situation come together quicker. But first of all, we've got the two brackets. We've had to make these because the brackets that we've got supplied by Batteries and Solar are lovely and strong and nice and neat, but the way we've had to fit that, it's not going to work. So we've made our own. That's for the rear. That's going to go on, lip over the top of the solar panel, come down to the van, fix into the solar panel, fix into the van. Same for the front one. Front one is a little bit different. That is going to go on like so, to the front of the vehicle. So it's a bit of a windbreak, so it's not just hitting something solid. Going to come up and miss the top of the van. So them are going to get fitted tomorrow when I'm back in. Moving on to something that we've made for underneath the driver's seat. I've done my measurements, everything should fit. But what we have here is the power station for that 400 watt solar. So we've used some 15mm hex resin ply board, whatever it's called, and we've cut out a basic base board to mount everything onto. So if you can see there, we've routed in a 3mm pocket. That then takes the battery lovely. We're going to have a battery strap come around there to secure that. This is going to get secured to the van floor and grounded too. We've then got the battery. Lithium battery, I've checked it, you can mount these on its side or upwards, just not upside down. We've then got the non-isolated DC to DC charger. You can get an isolated version, that's mainly for boats with a fiberglass hull where you can't get a ground. Then we've got the solar charger unit on top of here. We've just made a box to upstand around the pure sine wave 800 inverter. That's going to go in the van and all get wired in outside of the van. It doesn't look like it'll fit, but I'm sure it will. Touch wood. But let's go and show you the electrics I've done and the wiring in the fuses inside the van. That black cable there is the neutral from the battery. That's just going to get mounted directly to the battery. Nice little hole through the back of the seat, base, That's going to run along and obviously into the DC charger. Then we've got our main battery cable. On these, they have got secondary slots on the side, so you don't have to go directly on the battery. Really good. This one's got one, I've forgotten the name for it, it's got a term, but it's basically like an accessory point so you can get onto it. It has got a 60 amp fuse, but you need to take the seat out to get rid of it blows. So what we've done is we're going to come off it, but we put our own fuse in line with that, slightly less than what that one is, or should be. So that is, if I get my wires right, that is going to come onto that accessory point, come down the side of the van. We're going to have access to that fuse underneath the passenger seat, and then that's going to go into the DC charger. When we get them linked up, we can then power it on, get the app downloaded, and tune the DC charger into what battery we've got to what amps we've got in the van, so it all works nice and neat. Next thing we've done is we've pulled the solar wires down, which you've just seen. They're going down there, along, through here. They're going to come out of here. We've fused that as well. Can't remember what fuse I've used. I don't know if it's a 50 amp, but that's fused as well. So if there's any issues, it'll go from there. It'll not send the problem all the way through into the system. So that's it basically lined up. That is all the electrics in the position we need them. We've just got to get that inside of that with the fuse board mounted as well. And then hopefully we're all powered up and we can check that the solar's drawing stuff in, the battery's recharging when the vehicle is running, and then we should be on the home straight of roof, lights, floor, 2 single seats. The last job is going to be the slide out bike tray. So stay tuned. If you've watched us from the start, great. If you haven't, go back and watch how we've got to this stage. There's some good bits, some bad bits, but all in all, it's coming along. And hopefully the projector needs to be powered on tomorrow, and as you can see, we're far from it. So I'm going to go home, have some sleep, regroup tomorrow, and see if we can get that power to the projector and see if we can get something on the projector screen for tomorrow to make them happy. But other than that, we're bitting and bobbing. We're trying to still get the work out at the back end there, and we're still trying to build a van. It's going well, I'm happy with it. I'm getting my head around this Victron system. It is a little bit complex. It's got to be wired in correctly for it all to work, but once it is working, it looks after itself and it looks after you. Shout out to Batteries and Solar again, putting that pack together with all the wires, all the fuses, everything you need to get that looking like that. I've just been a bit creative with how I'm going to mount it under there, because I want to be able to get rid quick. It's hidden out the way, but obviously if there's any maintenance needed, I can get my hands on it straight away. Another plus as well, because we've got the space under there, we're now going to insulate that panel. I was going to put door pockets in it, but by the time I've made the door pockets, they're not going to have that much space. So I'm just going to wad it out, insulate it, and put another black suede panel on. Hopefully that'll be on tomorrow. So the sides are done, the electric's all pulled in now, and we should start making some big sort of steps ahead for the start of the next episode, where the roof and the floor should be going in. So there we go, I've already set myself up for the next one, haven't I? But that's what needs to happen. So the next thing is more work on this, plug the projector in. We're getting there. I think we're past halfway, are we? I'd like to say we're past halfway. Bear in mind, we haven't designed, created, or even looked at the seat beds that are going in yet. But that's what we do best, and it shouldn't be a problem. See you on the other one.